Good morning, everybody. Steve here from Worley Bugger. It is the 17th of October. In the full swing here of our fall season, and just what we expected all year. Very low flows and a little bumpy out there in the boats. The river still continues to fish well. However, stumping a lot of people. Even in my 30-year tenure here, never seen the river this low, so even guides, I think, are having to, rethink their strategies, because certain places where you typically will find fish, they just aren't holding because, one, not enough water or no water over those spots. So just keep in mind that on overcast days like we had yesterday, the fish could be holding just about anywhere, and we're finding them all over the place. Especially as blue wings start erupting, in the afternoons. A little pressure system coming in over the weekend. Gonna bring a little bit of wind today, which always makes it a little more challenging. During the fall, get a lot of leaves that'll be blown in the water, a lot of different particulates. So it makes it a little bit more challenging out there, but the overcast skies are always good for fishing in low, clear water. You can see how low the river is. Some gentlemen fishing there this morning. So, a couple of questions I've gotten all week long from folks was, where's the best place on the river? And my answer is, there's no best place. You got to do your homework. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate everyone's support, everyone coming by the fly shop, especially in this day and age. But we have 80 miles of river here to fish, and we're dealing with super low water conditions, which concentrates the fish, especially big fish, pushes them into the main feeding lies. So there's not a best place. It's really kind of personal preference on, where you want to fish today. The river's broken up into 4 really very unique sections of the river, having, the headwaters of the river going from Easton to Clay Ellum down to the mouth of the Upper Canyon at the Teanaway to the Green Bridge, which starts the Farmlands, Green Bridge to Reinhardt, and then from Ringer, so Green Bridge to Ringer, and then the Lower Canyon from Ringer down to Rosa. So it's all broken up. I would think the best way to approach it is by your experience level. The upper river definitely is a harder place to fish, especially this year with low water conditions. Bright, sunny, clear water. You got to get very, very good drifts over the fish to catch them up there. If you're fairly new to fishing, probably your best bet is to head into the Lower Canyon. The river's a little wider down there. There's a lot more spots. Not that the fishing on the Yakima can be very technical. The fish here, you know, they're used to extremely high flows most of the year, so there's just a certain way that they want to see flies. And keep in mind, you know, there's not one magic fly. It's more about how you're presenting the fly than anything, okay? And then the second question that I get asked the most is, you know, is what's going on? Like, and I appreciate you watching this report and everybody telling me, you know, that you watch. But you gotta kind of do your homework and know, come to the river with a plan, with a focused plan. I mean, if you're not relying on a guide, but even so, I mean, you know, relying on a guide, you should be well prepared when you come to know what's going on. Like, there's October caddis and there's blue wings. Okay, I need those specific flies. Those are what the fish are seeing. Those are what the fish are eating. So that's what I need to fish, and how do I fish those? Those should be the questions in your mind. You know, it's expensive nowadays to, you know, gas is $5 a gallon in our state. You know, taking the time, you know, it's good to do a little bit of homework and research, you know, before you spend all your time and your effort, you know, and come over and not really know what's going on. I mean, that's why the fly shops are there, you know, and the guys that are working and the gals that are working in the shops are there to help you, for sure. But formulate a plan, you know, and at least know what's going on before you come. So there's my sermon for you for the day. We're at blueing olive hatches and October caddis. I've been in the farmlands, Drew in the upper river, and Greg through the lower farmlands all week. Unfortunately, we haven't had Aaron. Aaron is caught up in the beautiful medical system that we all know and love now, and is out with shoulder injuries. We wish him Godspeed and hope he gets his health back on track as soon as possible. But we're seeing the same thing throughout. There is salmon, okay, so in certain spots, especially in this low water, we're seeing salmon spawning, you know, in a few different places. I've seen a lot of them yesterday in the farmlands, so keep that in mind, especially as you're wading. Don't wade over the reds. Really very easy to pick them out this year because of the low water. A lot of the rocks too, you know, very, very slimy, so being able to see the red is where the rocks have all been cleaned off is pretty easy. And some reports about lake fishing, dry falls especially. I've gotten good reports there, not quantities of fish, but big fish being caught there, so people that want to go and do lake fishing in the fall. Lots of salmon entering the systems, the Columbia system, Klickitat, the Chutes, Wind River, and all those Idaho river drainages of the Columbia. We'll start seeing coho start pushing into the river, and we'll watch those numbers as well as the month of October, you know, gets down into its third and fourth week. We'll start seeing them enter into the Yakima system and the Natchez as well. So keep that in mind. Lots of changes coming, you know, as we start nearing the end of our season next year. Lots of, I think we can all see it, you know, everybody carries their cell phones around and stares at computers all day. There's lots of changes coming, and lots of changes coming in our industry, which is gonna throw things upside down, really. So we're gonna make those adjustments over the winter and have all those new changes coming to you in the spring. The outdoor industry just getting more and more difficult all the time. You know, we're hearing of, you know, REI, you know, $63 million loss. Just lots and lots of changes in the outdoor world. We're blessed to be able to do this for a living. For 30 years I've been able to, but in order for us to stay viable, we're going to have to make changes in our system, in our guiding system especially. We're to a point now where youngsters the young people just don't want to do this job anymore because it's a very difficult, hard labor job, going out rowing a boat all day, you know, and then having the expertise too, you know, to show people how to fly fish, you know, what to use, everything that comes along with guiding. There's huge expenses in it. So for a young person to get involved and get into it now, it you know, it's a small fortune for them, you know, to buy a new drift boat, to buy a truck, insurance, guide license, all the equipment and gear, and so on. So we'll be analyzing all that over the winter season and be changing up our program a couple of different ways. Hopefully we can work with some of the other outfitters in the valley and bring some common sense to what we're doing here. So until then, everybody, have a great weekend upcoming. Zach Williams playing in the Tri-Cities tonight, so should be an awesome event, and get to go and see my beautiful daughter down in Walla Walla. So it's a beautiful day out here. So it's a beautiful time of the year to be on the river, so these folks are definitely taking advantage of it. I hope you got some planned as well. Godspeed.